Sometimes pride overrides any semblance of common sense. Have you ever done something stupid because your pride got in the way? The ladies are all looking like a blank look on their face, and the guys are thinking, yeah? I remember there was one such time in my life that a lot of pain could have been avoided. Could have, should have, and would have, but my pride got in the way. I had one of my buddies sort of call out my man card, and I'll give you a little backdrop to the story. We were snowmobiling. If you've ever I think I've heard this story, it was Rotten Keith Comp who told this last time. Oh, I love him, but he's rotten to the core, not changed. We talk to him every couple of weeks, and hey, you'd be so proud. He's knocking it out of the park. He and Leah are such a great pastor's team. Well, that rotten guy told the story of when we went snowmobiling in West Yellowstone. I just got to tell you, if you like Norman Rockwell, there we were, perfect snow-covered trails in Montana. We were about 16 miles outside of West Yellowstone. We were riding Arctic Cats. If you've ever wondered if there are things in this lifetime that's too powerful and too fast, well, there is. And there's something called an Arctic Cat. Well, we finally get to this place called Bear Canyon. It's about 8,900 feet, and there's no one else there, and it is snowing, and we're ripping it up out there. And finally, our guide, who looks like he should be the Marlboro Man. He's about 6'5", and he's on his snowmobile. There's a steep embankment that is straight up, and it has a little lip at the top of it, and he says, I think I can go up that. And doggone it, if he didn't go right up that and got a little air and it popped down there, and all the time I'm thinking, I wonder if I can do that. Well, I'm just going to tell you, if you have to ask that question, please stop and do not proceed. That is never a good question. Well, my buddy Andy went next, and then there was a guy named Calvin, and he's a frat brother from IU, and I'm just going to tell you, just a great guy who's a punk. And I happened to be vulnerable in a moment and said, hey, Calvin, you think I can do that with my skill level? And he said, dude, I thought you were one of those holy men. He says, doesn't God take care of you guys? Well, we had God's reputation on the line. And so I just knew I would be safe. I thought I would let you judge how ugly pride can be sometime. Enjoy. Thank you, Keith Comp. $8,200, I'm sorry. Thank you. There we go. Boom. Don't you love sudden replay? Please turn that off. So this is the last advice before I hit the throttle. Andy looked at me, and I thought it was good advice. He says, Tim, it's so steep. Don't let off the throttle. I thought, well, I can do that. Well, I hit it. If you're wondering how the outcome was, I flew actually 36 feet in the air. I marked a dead tree with my bottom of my ski because I was still getting speed at 36 feet. And I only broke my left ankle. But my pride suffered a lot worse than my ankle. And I say that for this reason. Does pride ever bite you? Some of you are thinking, no, pride doesn't ever bother me. I want you to know if you're thinking that, it's pride telling you that today. Because we all deal with pride at a very strong level. One of my favorite writers, C.S. Lewis, he once wrote, there is one vice of which no man in the world is free, a vice which everyone in the world loathes when they see it in someone else, and which they hardly is anybody who ever imagine they are guilty of themselves, and that is pride.